What's going on YouTube? It's Corey Lorenzo. Today's Sunday, February the 18th. I'm currently still in Tallahassee. I was supposed to catch a flight back to Fort Lauderdale tonight, but both of my flights were full and I fly standby, so there was nothing really I could do since I didn't have a confirmed ticket. So I'm flying back in the morning tomorrow, but I wanted to stay consistent with all my YouTube videos, so I wanted to make an effort to make a video tonight. So today I'm just going to answer 3 questions that I've gotten before, and I wanted to touch on just different topics. So the first one I'm going to cover today is to bulk or not to bulk. Now this varies extremely depending on your body fat at the moment, how many years have you been lifting experience, what your goals are currently. Typically I would say, if you don't have a lot of muscle mass on you, but you do have a lot of fat, like maybe you feel like you're a little bit obese or just a little bit too overweight, then you would definitely want to cut first, get to a reasonable body fat percentage, and then from there go ahead and start building up slowly. If you are someone that you might be a little bit skinny fat or just skinny, then you should definitely go ahead and bulk. But with bulking, it's kind of tricky because at a certain point, more isn't better. Meaning if you're gaining an excess amount of weight too fast, that's not necessarily a good thing. Your strength can only build up at such a speed naturally that until like you're just getting fat, and then it's kind of a point of diminishing returns when it's not really worth it. So my typical advice is to stay under 20% body fat. Usually if you're bulking, expect at least anywhere from, what I typically do, and this is how I approach bulking, is I guess I could say normal body weight is like around 175, 180. So I know for me personally, being natural and like with years of training experience and still have plenty of room to grow, that for me to realistically at my body size get to like 200, 210 pounds, a lot of that's just going to be excess fat, meaning that I could have the same strength and muscle buildup at a lower body weight without carrying around so much fluff. So typically how I approach how I approach bulking is I'll go from 175 and I'll cap my weight off at say maybe like 190, 195, which typically once I get to 190, my body's, that's usually the point where I need to start a mini cut or start toning it down a little bit, just because I'm not feeling comfortable in my own skin anymore. And for instance, I started my cut at 190. I'm currently 182 right now, so it's been about 8 pounds since January 9th. So in a little bit over a month, it's been 8 pounds, which a lot of it was probably water weight. And my strength has still been increasing, and I've been getting stronger on my squat, bench, deadlift, all my compound lifts, more so than when I was at 190. So necessarily not always more weight is a better thing. You shouldn't really look at the scale. The scale is a tool to judge how you're doing. Typically if you're looking to bulk, you should try to gain half a pound to a pound a month realistically. And if you can do a pound a month, you're gaining 12 pounds in a year, which, if you're looking to build muscle and stay in a small surplus, is the best way you're going to do it. But you do have to be realistic with yourself and just realize that when you're gaining a little bit of weight and you are trying to be in a surplus to put on muscle, that you are going to put on some fat. Now that is okay. Obviously everyone has to deal with it. It just is what it is. Whenever I'm bulking, I'm not as lean or cut or shredded by any means, but you definitely need to do it. And it's something like, it's basically, I don't want to say sacrifice, but you have to think more long-term big picture than short-term immediate gratification. So if you want to put on like significant amounts of muscle, you're going to need a bulk for at least a year, 2 years, 3 years. And after this contest season that I plan on doing, basically 2019, 2020, 2021, I just plan on bulking, trying to stay relatively lean but allowing some excess body weight gain, just not letting myself get too sloppy, but putting on at least 10 to 15 pounds in the next 3 years of like solid muscle, which I know some fat's going to come with it, but I know my body can make significant progress in that amount of time, especially focusing on strength training and hypertrophy training and really trying to maximize my strength. So the next topic I wanted to touch on was my approach to going out and staying lean. Now this week would be a perfect example. I've been up in Tallahassee since Thursday, and I'm in a cut right now, so I'm in a deficit. I'm trying to slowly start getting into my contest prep, but I know I'm still in the very early stages. So the days I've been here, I went out Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Me and Kelly had a white night. So if you're gonna drink, typically how I approach it is I like to track alcohol as carbs. So I will always leave, and this is just personally what I do. I know right now my macros are 225 protein, 275 carb, and 60 fat. So I will usually cut 75 to 100 out of my carbs for the day, and I will leave kind of like that buffer room just for alcohol. And then another thing, like tricks you can do is, vodka, water, limes, drinking the mixers, having 0-calorie mixers, or just really light drinks, trying to stay away from the beer. If you have beer, have like ultralights, things that are very low in calories, that aren't very calorically dense. But obviously go out and have fun. I don't think you should ever not enjoy yourself simply because you're dieting or whatever, because at the end of the day, like, these memories that you're making when you go out with friends and have fun, obviously be responsible, but these are some things that will last forever. And I know that for instance, on those days I ate very light. I really focused on getting more of my protein, my fats in. I kept it light on the carbs, so that when I went out drinking, I knew that drinking vodka or drinking whatever, vodka, water, limes, drinking ultralight beers, like, it wasn't really going to affect me. And then I'm not too much of a heavy drinker, so I don't really worry about it too much. And then I guess another thing is like, me, I like to eat when I'm drunk sometimes. So I guess having something prepared, so like whenever I came back, usually I'll have like a salad or chicken or like whatever, something light there that I can eat, and then I can go to bed more satisfied. So that's typically my approach to staying lean while going out. And really just don't worry about it too much. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, guys. Alright, so for my third and final topic of the day, I want to talk about competition prep and my plans for this year. So I've mentioned in prior videos, I'm currently 182 right now. I started my cut at 190. My goal weight's around 160 to maybe the high 150s, maintaining the most muscle mass I can. And me dieting so far out where I'm not going to compete. Ideally, I didn't want to compete until November. But Christian Guzman did mention that he was doing a summer shredding classic, which I think would be an awesome opportunity to kind of get out there and meet everyone that really inspires me and kind of put myself out on the radar and kind of just put myself out there. So, I think starting once I get back tomorrow, I'm going to start putting my foot on the gas pedal a little bit more, taking things a little bit more serious. Not that I haven't been taking it seriously, but I've been really making a focus to maintain strength and keep gaining strength, which I'm going to keep doing. But I'm thinking about possibly competing in June or July. I have to check the date on whenever he's doing a summer shredding classic. So typically what I do is I try to keep my carbs as high as possible. I know a lot of people right away want to just cut carbs. In my personal opinion, I think that's not smart, because that's fuel. That's what's going to keep glycogen in your muscle, and it's going to fuel all your workouts and all your performance. And I've been there and I've done this before. The last thing you ever want to do is sacrifice your performance in the gym just to see the scale go down. When I got in the best shape of my life for my physique competition, I didn't even weigh myself. I knew I was in deficit, and I more or less intuitively ate and kept track of myself in the mirror. And I would weigh myself, maybe once a week or everything like that, which might not work for everyone. But for me at the time, knowing that I was in deficit, I was doing some cardio, or I was doing a pretty solid cardio routine that, I was trending in the right direction that I wanted to, but I didn't want to sacrifice my workout performance. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I definitely made a lot of strides and gains in 2017 on my squat, bench, and deadlift, and they feel really great right now. So that's something I definitely want to keep. I want to keep my strength as much as I can and just bring the best package I possibly can. I know I'm not the biggest guy, and I've never really ever been the biggest guy, but one thing that I'm really good at is bringing in conditioning and holding muscle mass while shredding down. And that's something that I've always kind of taken pride in, just getting super, super lean. So my goal for 2018, whether it be in July or if I'm not ready by July, which I can kind of more or less dictate a month out, because I don't want to be rushing. I'm not rushing. So if I'm not ready a month out, then I'll just push it back to November. And then obviously that'll give me another 4 to 5 months to get ready and get really, truly contest lean, stage ready, which is what I want. And I'm excited for the challenge, because all of 2017, I was in a surplus, eating around 3,600 calories, and everything felt really good. This weekend, more or less for me, I got to see where I'm at when I get back. I haven't really tracked this weekend just because, life happens. I'm with Kelly. We had a Valentine's Day dinner, as you guys saw yesterday. So I'm not going to be anal about tracking, especially when I'm so far out from doing a competition. But I'm interested to see where I'm at when I get back. Hopefully I'm around 182, 183. And then I'm thinking within the next 3 or 4 weeks, we'll start dipping into the 170s. And that's when I really start getting leaner and seeing more striations and vascularity in my body. So I'm super excited for this contest prep and just to take you guys along with me. When I get a little bit closer in and things start getting a little bit more serious, maybe like 3 months out, I'll start actually like daily vlogging like what I'm eating, how I'm training, and keeping you guys updated with everything. And if you guys want to join me on my cut, my contest prep, as far as maybe you just want to drop 10 or 15 pounds or whatever it is, feel free to follow along with me, guys. Shoot me a message and like I'll help you out the best I can. I'm happy I got to shoot this video, guys. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about everything I said today. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. By the way, ask me questions because I really do want to shoot a Q&A. So if you guys see this, any fitness related question, ask it in the comments below. No question's a dumb question. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. This is Corey Lorenzo. Peace out.